Everybody tried to warn them. Everybody said, DC, this road you're going down, you're going to turn into nothing more than just gay fan fiction. That's all it's going to be. There's not going to be any stories. There's not going to be any interest. You're going to drive away your fans because you are appealing to some mysterious people on Twitter who buy nothing. This is not comics. This is an embarrassment. Stop it. They would not listen. They figure, well, you know what? We know better than you. We know better than you. You don't know nothing. Well, the results speak for themselves. I want to go over two things in this video that really kind of just make you pissed off at what DC has become. First one, let's get into this here. It's an article from Cosmic Book News. Green Lantern now has a trans origin because, and this is in the Tim Sheridan stuff where Tim Sheridan went out and was begging people to read his Green Lantern series because it's going to be so queer. We need to fight down comics gate, all kind of stuff. Never in it did he actually mention whether or not the comic is actually going to be good. Never mentioned that. He just saying you need to buy this so you aren't labeled as some kind of transphobe or queerphobe or whatever. The first issue came out, nobody bought it. The second issue is out, it's just producing more and more crap. So let's go through what's going on here. Alan Scott Green Lantern #2 continues to change the history. Yes, because this is more important than saving people. DC continues to retcon the history of Green Lantern Alan Scott, this time regarding his origin. Alan Scott Green Lantern #2 is out now by Tim Sheridan, who you will recall made a desperate attempt to get people to buy his comic book. However, it apparently failed big time. No surprise there. Yeah, you go to tell people buy this book so you aren't labeled this and you don't expect them to care. Yeah. Anyway, the first issue saw Alan Scott. Well, okay, the first issue saw Alan Scott getting blackmailed into joining. It basically boiled down to this. Alan Scott never wanted to be a hero. Ever. He just wanted to get some farm somewhere where he and his boyfriend could lie down and hug up all day. Right? That was the whole thing about why he even joined the army and everything. He didn't care to save nobody, help nobody. He didn't give two ass about that. In regards to they told him with joining the JSA, he was blackmailed into doing it by J. Edgar Hoover, who apparently also wanted to rape him. That's pretty much the way they were putting that out there. So that's what happened. That's what it is. DC retconned Alan Scott into being a gay character, and all the stories that they're telling now is Alan Scott gay, Green Lantern gay, gay Green Lantern. That's what they want to tell. Right, so Alan Scott forced into conversion therapy. So in Alan Scott Green Lantern #2, what happens is that following his superiors finding out he is gay, he's basically forced to check himself into Arkham Asylum for conversion therapy. Yes, because they need to push this, but they ain't stopped there yet. In Arkham, Alan Scott's roommate is Billy, a trans woman. Basically, this is the individual here. This is the individual here who gives Alan the Green Railroad Lantern. Yes. So Billy gave Alan the Green Railroad Lantern, right? Then they give Billy, then they give Billy a lobotomy. That's what they did to Billy. They gave Billy a lobotomy. Trans roommate has a lobotomy. In the original comics, Billy is actually Billings, who forges a mysterious green metal with Alan Scott into the Green Lantern. They are also both in Arkham, and after forging the lantern, they are healed and leave Arkham. But no, they have to change this now. In the new retcon, the trans Billy undergoes a lobotomy. They go on here with Wiki explains that Alan Scott and Green Lantern, Alan's early history is again rebooted. filled out with new retroactive continuity. In 1936, Alan was in a secret romantic relationship with a fellow engineer named Johnny Ladd. They both were working on mysterious, some Crimson Flame thing. Apparently, the Crimson Flame was homophobic and it take Johnny out of that. Right. Once Alan's superiors realized he was in a relationship with Johnny, they decide that instead of giving him a blue discharge, he is encouraged to check himself into Arkham Asylum for conversion therapy. Alan struggles with his internalized homophobia during this time, and Arkham, though, finds a friend in his roommate, Billy, who was committed to Arkham by his family for being transgender. Billy gives Alan a green train lantern, which begins to exhibit mystical properties. So unbeknownst to Alan, after Billy's given a lobotomy, they give Billy a lobotomy. Alan leads some breakout of the inmates, goes on the run, eventually becomes an engineer again, and once again hooks up with some next man, and then the next man, and the other stuff, and then, some engineer rival tried to kill him, and then when the train was on crash, Jimmy was killed, but Alan activistic power and the Green Lantern. So they changed it again because they have to put in the whole, lobotomy inside Arkham Asylum. Billy gave Alan the Green Lantern because that's the whole thing. They have to change Alan Scott's entire history because what it needs to be about is Alan Scott gay Green Lantern. That's what it needs to be about. Not Alan Scott hero. No. Alan Scott gay Green Lantern. So there is that. Now let's get on to the other thing that just continues to just make you want to just. In Action Comics, number 1059. So apparently what I heard is just a god awful comic. I don't even business it anymore because I don't like what they've done to Superman, and I'm not going to be wasting my time attempting to try and make sense out of nonsense. There's two backup stories in that. One is about the Superman of China. I don't know why anybody would give two shits about that. But the second one is about John Kent, aka their new Superman. Now, I have said this before. I'm sure I'm going to have to say it again. I do not like John Kent at all. There was so much potential for that character, and they just absolutely ruined the character. They sacrificed John Kent on the altar of woke, and this is what we've gotten. The art for it looks like some kind of cover for a BL manga that nobody's going to read, whatever it is. And it's just about John Kent getting ready for some date with Jay Nakamura, and they're sitting around sexting or something while Jay Nakamura is in the tub. And you're like, what in God's name is this even supposed to be? What story are you really telling here? What is the point of what's going on? I'm telling you that John is lying in bed looking like some kind of weird K-pop performer or something. Jay is literally in a bubble bath with pink hair. And they're like, this is the greatest thing. And then they're sexting back and forth for hours, and then when they wake up in the morning, it's the same thing, and they're out there and they go out for a date, and Jay is like, like king of the, like I don't even know what his outfit he's wearing is supposed to be, and John is all, you look stunning, like, oh my God, and then they're out there to hug up, and all of this, and then something, and they're flying through the sky, and all of them they're up on each other, and then they try to put in some little piece of action into this, like barely even a spot on the page. But it's just back to the two of them going back to do whatever they have to do, hugging with each other, and then it ends with them lying down with each other there. This is what you're putting out. This is it. This story has absolutely no freaking meaning. And I know people are going to jump in and say, oh, you're just being homophobic or what kind of thing. What else is there about John Kent other than the fact he's just DC's gay Superman? What else is there? Nothing. Tom Taylor came out and actually actually admitted that John Kent being bi, even though we all know it's gay, he's never going to touch a woman again. The whole changing him into gay makes no sense because the character was never like that, but that's what they did. But you know, him being bi is much more heroic than him stopping supervillains. So when somebody's murdered, somebody's saying, oh God, help! Superman, help! No, it's more heroic for him to be there making out with his pinky weirdo boyfriend and saving lives. That's what you're trying to say. This is it. So we get Alan Scott, Green Lantern, trans allegory nonsense, and now we get some little mini thing at the end of Action Comics, which from what I heard is just a terrible comic. I didn't even bother to check it out. You understand me? Where Jay Nakamura and John Kent sit around sexting each other in tubs, going on dates, sucking face, and then lying down, cuddle up together. This is what it is. This is we try to warn DC. You have turned into nothing more than just gay fanfic. That's all you are. You cannot tell a good story to save your freaking life. This is it. Who are you making these things for? I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe you do. If you do, good for you. But I don't know what you're making this for. It can't be for anybody who actually likes comics. This is the garbage that DC is putting out there, printing and telling you you need to spend money for this. Well, they could keep that because I'm not spending a cent on this nonsense. You know your thoughts on this in the comments. You have a different opinion. I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell. You'll be notified every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.